A couple of months ago, I talked about the situation with iDubbbz and the Creator Clash boxing event. Now, a little bit of backstory to this boxing event. Initially, Ricegum, if you remember that name, if you do, I am truly sorry, basically wanted to do a boxing event with iDubbbz, but then, because he was a complete coward, pulled out last minute. And then this then motivated iDubbbz to create the Creator Clash boxing event, where a bunch of YouTubers would box each other for charity. And originally, it had a really noble goal, because it was raising money for charity, because usually, when famous people box, they just do it to make more money. I mean, for example, look at KSI, look at Logan Paul, look how they baited that they were going to do a third rematch, and instead they released the most mid-energy drink of all time. Now, there was Creator Clash, and then there was Creator Clash 2, and there was loads of drama surrounding that. I did do a video on this a couple months ago. I'm not really going to go over that again. But what's recently came to light is iDubbbz has actually made a video admitting that Creator Clash 2 for him financially was a huge loss. He actually lost $250,000.
But we did half as well as we did the first year. 50,000 compared to 100,000 the first year. So I was wrong, and I feel a lot of shame because a lot of people were trusting me and trusting our team to, protect the event and protect the charities and protect just the whole thing.
So you can tell here, Ian just doesn't seem happy at all. Basically comparing that in the original Creator Clash, there was 100,000, but in the follow-up one, which was meant to be even bigger with even more talent and more views, it got half, which no one wants to hear, especially if it's a passion project.
Amongst the 800 pirated streaming sites, there were between 1.3 and 3 million viewers. So even though there were around 50,000 pay-per-view buys, there were around 1.3 to 3 million viewers.
But then he goes on to say that there was 800 pirated streams. That isn't 800 views on a stream. That is 800 individual websites who are actually illegally streaming the Creator Clash. And there was 3 million people watching, which is a lot, especially considering that it was only 50,000 that actually legitimately paid legally to stream it. I know a lot of people dunk on iDubbbz, especially because he's going through a little bit of a metamorphosis at the minute. It almost seems like the cool thing to do, but it sucks. I really feel sorry for him. It was a charity event. I mean, obviously removing all the drama on the side, the Froggy Fresh stuff, I'm not even going to bother going over that again. If you want to hear my take on that, you can just watch the video I uploaded 3 months ago. But obviously he's put so much together, like the creators, security, seating, and then it just ends up being a loss. I mean, it's kind of an ego boost that 3 million people chose to watch it, illegally. Kind of sucks the money isn't there, but it's cool that so many people chose to watch it. It just sucks that they didn't actually pay. But then iDubbbz, to be fair, does actually admit himself that to get access to the stream legally and paying for it, it's kind of like a 3 to 4 step process, but pirating it, it's just one. For example, if you wanted to watch the Creator Clash and pay for it, you had to pay real money. That's like the biggest roadblock ever, because you could literally have the Creator Clash be 1 penny or 1 cent, and it would have about 1% of the downloads if it was made completely free. That's because most people don't have access to mommy's credit card at the time, and free is just always better. If you were to pay for the Creator Clash, you would get an email with like a verification link, so you'd be able to watch the stream. But if you pirated it, you just watch it on Twitter, probably YouTube, Facebook, some kind of dodgy illegal streaming site, 123films.com. And obviously, again, I made that comparison as a joke at the start of the video, KSI and Logan Paul, but their streams, for example, when they were doing their boxing match, that had enormous copyright protection. There were so many DMCAs and cease and desist being sent out. There's probably a couple hitmen deployed as well. But obviously, iDubbbz didn't have access to any of that. It was a charity match. I mean, there was a lot of money put behind it, but nothing in that regard. I also have a plugin that shows YouTube dislikes, and at the time of recording, it's on about 15,000 likes, just under 4,000 dislikes. I think personally, one problem iDubbbz has with his channel at the minute is he has spent so many videos in the past couple months airing all this drama around Creator Clash. I'm not saying he shouldn't, it's his fucking channel, he can do what he wants with it. But obviously there hasn't really been anything in the way of like actual content. It's usually him just kind of like making rambly videos. Like for example, he talked about Froggy Fresh, and then he talked about, reinventing himself, how he hated his old character. And now he's on about Creator Clash 2 costing him $250,000 that he won't see again. Again, it's fine. I'm not gonna like tell the guy, you can't upload this on your channel, but I just feel like videos like this maybe would have done better on like a second channel or something like that, not just like serious video after serious video. Taking a look at his channel right now, the only videos he's actually uploaded that weren't about Creator Clash in the past 5 months was a tier list video and Ants on a Log. To be fair, I can't really roast him for the tier list video though, because I just put out a video, Cruelty Squad, and that is basically a glorified tier list video, something one of my friends, Dolan, was more than happy to point out.
Did you see this Cruelty Squad video come up in your recommended? Did you realize, wait, 4.5 hours? I could watch 43 slop videos in that time. Well, here's a recap so you don't have to waste 4.5 hours watching the video. Yep. That's it. It's just a big, giant tier list video. He says the game's pretty good, talks a lot, gives you eye cancer because the game is a visual clusterfuck. Yeah. See you next episode for more slop.
But yeah, overall, it is a very personal video. He even talks about at one point how he had the boxing match with Dr. Mike. Dr. Mike beat the shit out of him. And then the next day, he kind of wanted to, you know, almost vent a little bit, talk to some of the other people at the boxing event. But everyone had left. Everyone had went home. And he felt like shit because of that.
We did the fight, and then I went to bed. I got the shit kicked out of me by Dr. Mike. And then I went to bed. And then I woke up. The hotel was empty. And then I got on a flight and traveled 5 hours with my face completely swollen back to Seattle. And I was like, that was cool. That was so worth it. There was nothing. There was no processing my trauma. There was no talking to anyone and relating about the experience afterward. Everyone was gone. And that shit felt awful.
Another really good point he makes as well is basically everyone that did create a clash, they got no money. You could argue they made clout, but like that's pretty much it. Apart from the $20,000 that went into their training, their traveling, expenses leading towards the fight, nutrition, no one really made any money out of this. And iDubbbz is down to $50K.
That $20,000 is eaten up in those 9 months that you're training. I would say that $20,000 is on the low end of what it should cost you to train in those 9 months. Because you have to pay for your trainer yourself, and you have to pay for, you know, all of the food, the equipment, the travel, whatever you're doing to make all this shit happen.
It is weird in the past half year see iDubbbz be, you know, so much more candid and open about his personal life, Creator Clash. A lot of it, I feel like he's almost been forced to. He didn't really want to in the first place. It makes him very uncomfortable. Like some of the details in this video, he literally opens up by saying, I didn't want to make this video, which is what every YouTuber during a shitty apology makes. But here, it seems very sincere and genuine. But yeah, I think overall, iDubbbz, like I said earlier, he's going through like a bit of a metamorphosis at the minute. He's almost like changing fan bases. He's leaving the kind of edgy teen fan base, and he's getting this more kind of like, I guess, H3 fan base, which is fine. I wish him all the best, definitely. But obviously seeing so many videos back to back to back where it's just, you know, airing drama and stuff. I don't know. It's, I like I said, I just feel like it should be put on like a second channel or something. But, you know, it's not my fucking channel. Funny story, actually, but one point I was pretty close to going on Creator Clash myself. I think me and another influencer, cannot believe I just fucking said the word influencer, Marisa, Meow Reza, I was going to box her. It was just going to be me and her on stage. She probably would have beaten the fuck out of me. And I think at the time, iDubbbz's wife said that it was a pretty good idea, but I kind of just never followed through with it because I'm a massive coward. But yeah, overall, I know this video's been like very rambly. There hasn't been much of a point of it. I'll be honest, I'm recording it at like 3 in the morning and I've got 4 days of travel around Sweden. I just kind of wanted to wrap this up in one go. Yeah, it sucks. It's a shit situation to be down to $50K, especially when he probably feels that half the internet fucking hates him at the minute. This is the point in the video where I go, he has to make a content cup to save his career. But honestly, I think at the minute we're just watching a guy go through a transition, not like transition of male to female, more just like kind of a transition of character. But yeah, hopefully he can get back to his content or whatever else he wants to do with his career.